Hey and welcome to the channel. If you want to get a home-based job and never have to work from the office again, you will land in the right place. By the end of this video, you will get 8 professions that will help you to earn a full-time living and that don't require any specific education. A training? Yes, maybe. A preparation, a research? Yes, but not a degree. Before we dive in, if you want to get a high-paid profession that allows you to work from home, make sure to click the subscribe and the bell icon and learn exactly how you can do that. We have actually talked on this channel a lot about home-based jobs. Make sure to check out this playlist where I talk in details about what sorts of work-from-home jobs you can get, both IT and non-IT related. The link is below, you can open it in another tab and watch right after this episode. According to flexjobs.com, one of my favorite resources of looking for a remote job, the fastest growing and the most in-demand industries and job categories as of early 2021 are as follows: medical and healthcare, IT and computer industry, customer service, education and training, sales, and finance and accounting. Not surprisingly. And here are the top career fields in these categories. Now, the first one is medical transcriptionist, related to medical and healthcare industry. A surprising number of medical transcriptionists don't work in hospital settings. Instead, they are hired by companies that allow and let them work from home. In these roles, the employer sends a medical transcriptionist a digital copy of what has to be transcribed, and the medical transcriber listens to what they hear and writes down what is being said. While it does sound simple, it does require some certain skill because there are medical terms and there are medical expressions involved. So yes, well, it does sound simple, it will require some sort of specific education from you, but the companies who hire medical transcriptionists are either providing their trainings or they are advising what training should best be taken. But again, that is not a full-fledged education. Now, the second highest paid work-from-home job is related to IT and computer industry, and that is software engineer. So let me just put it this way, software engineer, because there are a lot of directions that are related to IT industry, and there are a lot of engineering directions as well. I have previously done a video about highest paid tech professions related to IT industry. Those are data engineers, big data engineers, data scientists, machine learning engineers, data architects, solutions architects, software architects, and others. And I have also done a video about non-tech professions in IT that are being well paid. So check out this video right here, and there I'm mentioning such professions as product marketer, marketer, sales manager, project manager, and others. However, most of these professions do require a strong tech background or a specific education. However, to become a regular software engineer and not say a data architect or a solutions architect or any other engineer who actually designs how it should look like from scratch, you don't need a strong tech background and you don't need the basic understanding of how IT works overall. You just need to learn how to code, and that can be self-taught. As a co-owner of an IT outsourcing company, I must confess that I prefer people with academic background in my team, but that is because we are very specific in the services we are providing. If the person is applying for position like architectural position, for example, data architect or solutions architect or software architect, of course they need a strong tech background and understanding how IT works and not just know how to code. But for many positions, this deep understanding of IT and deep understanding of data and applications isn't just required. Many positions would require from you to build or to develop a certain part of the application, not the entire application. And this can be self-taught easily. Now, software engineer typically works and operates with such programming languages as Python, C++, Java, JavaScript, Go, Ruby on Rails, SQL, and others. You will have to define which language you like the best yourself. You will have to look at the logic of that language and try to apply your thinking to it. Do you understand it? Do you like it? And an important thing is, would you like to work as a back-end or a front-end engineer, or would you like to become a full-stack engineer? And depending on this, you will have to choose a language because, for example, if you want to be a front-end engineer, you don't need to actually learn SQL from scratch, or if you want to be a back-end engineer, you don't need a lot of JavaScript and so on. Now, I will underline here that a strong tech background is preferred but not required these days. What is required is your strong understanding of how IT works and your ability to code. For most positions as a regular software engineer, it is enough. Now, the third profession you can do from home is speech-language pathologist, and this one is related to online education area. You have probably heard about teach English online, or teach math online, or teach any specific subject online. So this one is like tutorship online. But if you want a niche that is not oversaturated with the offering and that is in high demand as of now, this one is for you. Now, I have actually done a video about how to teach with Zoom. Check out this video of mine where I talk in details how to teach via Zoom if you don't know. But for this profession, of course, you can use different types of software to not to only communicate with your students all over the world, but also to track their results and to understand what should be improved. To be honest, I prefer offline teachers to my kids, but due to this lockdown thing and due to the fact that my children were actually sick during some period of times, I turned to online teaching, and since they already knew that teacher, they trusted her and they repeated all the sounds she asked from them and all the words in the right way and so on, and the online lessons went quite well. Now, if you want to help people who have different speech problems, have experience in that, are trained for that, or simply dealt with that, for example, if you had a relative who had some speech problems and you helped to overcome them or help them with their training or tutoring, this one might be for you. However, a plea, a warning here, I want to ask you not to take this position lightly, because out of all of the others, this one is the most important and it makes the most impact on another person's life. And if you're not sure that you can help this person to overcome this speech issue, don't take the responsibility of doing so, because many people might afford to lose money, but not time. For example, if speaking about children, there is a certain age when they can overcome a certain type of speech problem. And after that, their brain is like growing and they won't be able to overcome that as easily or at all. So time is priceless here and time is precious. So make sure if you want to pursue this profession, make sure that you do your very best to help people, younger people or elder people, to overcome their problems and to actually deliver results. Now, another profession that you can work from home and that actually helps you to earn your living is client relationships manager or client relationships specialist. They are also called customer success managers or customer success specialists, but nonetheless, their responsibilities are pretty much the same: to make clients happy and to make them build long-term relationships with the company. Client relationships specialists answer to emails, to phone calls, to communications, and ensure that customers have the best experience possible. They might be offering an additional services, or they might be helping how to get the most of the services they are already getting. And now the fifth profession you can do from home, and this one is my favorite because I have actually spent several years working as an outbound sales. Now, if you are not afraid of reaching out to people, and if you are not afraid of communicating with people and listening to their needs and proposing a solution to their needs and their pain, this one is for you. Now, you can get started with your high school diploma. No special training is needed. You will have to learn on the go anyways. Maybe some companies provide some sales trainings, but mostly it's about listening to customers and providing them with the solutions that you have at your hands. So it's not like selling sand to Bedouins, it's about solving the problems that people have. If they don't need your product, they don't need your product. But if they do need your product, you can help them to choose the best one possible. Now, another job that you can do from home, and that is one of my favorites as well, and that is business development manager. I've actually been a head of business development at an IT company. So yes, business development manager is responsible for making sure that the company profits increase and the company is being seen on the market as one of the lead providers. Now, this one is among one of the highest paid professions on the market, And this is because this job role involves a lot of responsibility. Business development manager is responsible for marketing activities and sales activities in the companies and make sure that those correlate. Business development manager identifies the target market and the ideal customer profile. And if sales managers start hitting on that profile and it turns out to be the wrong type, who is to blame? Yourself. Now, another one, if the marketing hasn't been done before you transferred all the data to sales department and they misperformed because of the data you provided them, who is to blame? You're to blame. So business development manager is a very responsible position, and it's sort of a stressful position because it is more demanding than that of a sales or outbound sales or lead generator or even marketing manager. Marketing manager only provides analysis and business development manager defines a direction. So if you are wrong, so if all of the marketing and sales efforts were in vain because of you choosing the wrong direction, you know who to blame, right? So another profession related to finance and accounting, and that is bookkeeper or an accountant. Now, as soon as you start operating as a solopreneur or as an independent consultant, or as soon as you start a small business, or if you're doing a freelance job and you need to pay your taxes yourself, you'll need strong accounting skills. Or if you don't want to pay extra taxes and you want to evade those, bookkeeper or a smart accountant would be your help. Now, bookkeeper or accountant is responsible for entering and managing accounts payable, entering and managing accounts receivable, maintaining the general ledger, maintaining and managing inventory counts, overseeing payroll, filling accounting reports, paying taxes, paying suppliers, following up on purchase orders, monitoring petty cash, and so on. Now, what do you need to get started as an accountant? If you have a degree or if you have a financial education, you probably have all the skills you need. But if you don't have a degree, but you have some strong mathematical or analytical skills, you will need a training, and there are a lot of free courses on the web, on the Coursera, on Udemy that will help you to get started. And another extra profession that you can do from home and that will help you to earn a lot of money actually, and that is marketer. Because I cannot ignore the biggest elephant in the room, and marketer is a profession that any company needs. The options here are numerous, and they can start with video marketer, with product marketer, with SEO expert, with affiliate marketer, content marketer, digital and email marketer, marketing analyst, marketing generalist, PR, and so on. The options here are numerous, so you will have to choose the one to your liking. It really depends on what you like most. So are you willing to dive into video analytics and learn how video SEO works? Or are you willing to dive into SEO of websites? Or are you willing to dive more into the content thing? Or are you willing to dive more into analytics? Or are you willing to dive into a deeper level and become a product marketer? This is the highest paid profession among all the marketer positions on the market, but it does require certain skill from you and a lot of self-education. Now let me know what you are struggling with when it comes to finding a remote job. Do you already have one, or would you like to make a shift and you are currently trying to find one? Let me know on what point of your journey you are at. I will be happy to hear from you in the comments. I do remind you to check out these videos of mine where I talk in details about other online professions that are either easy to start or require some skills from you but pay a lot more. So do check out this playlist after this episode, and I will see you next Wednesday, same channel, same me as usual. I'll be waiting.